Welcome. Welcome to 5 Minutes with Robert Adams, where I share my findings from the Bible about the end time, and especially that which concerns the return of Jesus. This is episode 18. When Jesus returns, Daniel's prophecy will be fulfilled. He wrote, "In my vision at night I looked, and there before me was one like a son of man, coming with the clouds of heaven. He was given authority, glory, and sovereign power. All peoples, nations, and men of every language worshipped him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will never be destroyed. The sovereignty, power, and greatness of the kingdoms under the whole heaven will be handed over to the saints, the people of the Most High. His kingdom will be an everlasting kingdom, and all rulers will worship and obey him." Jesus himself said, "When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he will sit on the throne of his glory." This aligns with what the book of Revelation tells us about Jesus returning to earth to reign as King of Kings and Lord of Lords. One of the first things to happen after Jesus has destroyed the kingdom of the Antichrist will be the removal of the origin of all rebellion against God. This is described in the book of Revelation, where we read, "And I saw an angel coming down out of heaven, having the key to the abyss, and holding in his hand a great chain. He seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil or Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. He threw him into the abyss, and locked and sealed it over him, to keep him from deceiving the nations." Jesus tells us in the book of Matthew that when he has returned to earth, the survivors among the nations will be gathered before his throne to be judged by him according to how they have treated those he calls his brothers. Those who have blessed Jesus' brothers will gain access to the kingdom. Jesus says elsewhere that his brothers are those who do the will of God. At this time, the appraisal of the believers will also take place. In Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, he wrote, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive what is due him for the things done while in the body, whether good or bad." We gain further insight into this in Paul's first letter to the Corinthians, where he wrote, "Each one's work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed with fire, and the fire will test the quality of each man's work. If what he has built survives, he will receive his reward. If it is burned up, he will suffer loss. He himself will be saved, but only as one escaping through the flames." Thus the life and service of each believer will be appraised as to whether they are rewarded or not. Paul writes in the same letter, "Therefore judge nothing before the appointed time. Wait till the Lord comes. He will bring to light what is hidden in darkness, and will expose the motives of men's hearts. At that time each will receive his praise from God." Jesus himself says at the end of the book of Revelation, "Behold, I am coming soon. My reward is with me, and I will give to everyone according to what he has done." The Apostle Peter said in Acts that Jesus will remain in heaven until the times of restoration of all things, which God has spoken by the mouth of all his holy prophets. In this connection, Peter said that God will send Jesus Christ so that times of refreshing may come from the presence of the Lord. The restoration of all things and the promised refreshment from the Lord will be made manifest in the coming kingdom, when Jesus is King and Judge of all the nations. What you have just heard is based on an excerpt of a book I have written called The Approaching Apocalypse. You can get information about this book from my website, lastdaysdetective.com. Thank you for listening.